Hi you guys, I am here with a update. Ooh, excuse the lighting. It's gonna be probably be in and out. Um, it's been probably a year or close to a year since I've made a video. A lot has happened in that year, including this one right here. Well, nope, I can't turn the camera around. So, including this right here. We have a baby girl, right? So, today's video is going to be about breastfeeding. I have that's baby number 4. So I've breastfed 2 of uh, my babies. The oldest was bottle fed with formula. The 2 middle babies was breastfeeding from me, and this baby, very particular, is getting the milk from me, but she's using a bottle. Talk about devastating. Um, at one point, she she was latching on, but she wasn't getting enough, and then she just stopped latching on altogether. So I was still making the milk, and I was like, my husband actually was like, you know what? Just bottle feed her. Much rather than putting her through the stress, much rather than putting you through the stress, it's better to just give her the bottle. Don't make more out of it than you need to. Don't sorry about that. So let me just talk about my feelings. My feelings were extremely hurt because once you've done it 2 times, everybody like, oh, it's like riding a bike. But when it comes down to babies and nursing, you learn that um, not all babies do things the same way. They don't feed the same way. Every baby has its own difficulties. And it broke my heart because I've learned to enjoy it. After the first baby, it's like, oh my goodness, what am I doing? I don't understand. But after the second child, it's like, okay, it's that bond, it's that understanding, that's that closeness. It's also that nobody else can give your child. And some people feel like, yes, somebody else can feed my baby. And then some people are like, you know what, I don't really want anybody else to feed my baby. I want to be, breastfeeding is that little piece of selfishness where you have the child all to yourself. It's nothing that nobody else can do for that baby. Well, as of now, somebody could go in the freezer, put the bag under some hot water, and feed her, and that it just threw me off all the way. But now we're getting comfortable with it. She makes 3 weeks on Wednesday. Yeah, she makes 3 weeks on Wednesday, and so far so good. She is getting a full 4 ounces as of a couple of days ago. I just figured out, I'm not feeding her enough clearly because she's getting pissed after 2.5 ounces. Now she's up to about 3.5, maybe 4, depending on how long it's been. But I'm just making this video to say, hey, everybody has a different path and everybody has a different structure. And like family would always tell me, tell God your plan and watch him laugh, because you can plan it to the ends of the earth, and now it's gonna go the way that you want it to go. So it was a struggle. It still kind of is a struggle. I'm just getting into the regiment that I'm creating for her. She eats every 4 hours around the clock, which means that I'm pumping every 4 hours. She looks like she's about to wake up. No? Okay. So I pump from one boob for her to eat, and then I pump from the other to store. That way, I'm killing basically two birds with one stone. Right now I'm drinking lots and lots of water. This is the container that I just purchased from Walgreens. It was like $20, really helpful. And then it pops open like this to to give you a straw. I am currently trying to figure out a way to kind of get my exercise in as well. I try not to do too many sweets. Like every now and then, like I have some Reese's dark chocolate thin mini cups, and I might have 2 of those out of the day. I don't really do a whole bunch of candy. Or at least I try not to, especially with 3 other older kids. What else? Body wise, I'm gonna do a whole nother video on that. I'm gonna do her routine one day, and then if you guys want to see that, press the like button. It'll be here. Drinking a lot of water, oatmeal. I do drink apple juice. I'm trying to stay away from the things that are super, super, super sugary. Like at one point I loved a Coca-Cola. I'm trying to stay the hell away from that as often as I can. Because it keeps her awake, and if it keeps her awake, it's keeping me awake, and I have children to get up for school in the morning. But this is basically, this is not a super, super detailed video about what I'm going through or what I went through or anything like that. This is just a video to go, hey, I understand. It is a struggle. I cried multiple times over the last couple weeks because of not being able to, or not feeling good enough, or being overwhelmed with 4 children. And, their hair routine and school routine and lunch routine and dinner and clothes, and it just piles up on you. But I'm here to say that once you get your routine down, you will be okay, and God has got you. He don't give you more than you can handle. And if you can't hear that, I'm about to close out this video with saying, you are a great mom. You are a wonderful mom. You can do it. And you are amazing because you can create a human being. That's for one, okay? We are able to create human beings. That's the number one creation, the number one amazingness right there. And for us to put it all together and make it look so nice and finessed, you are freaking amazing. And don't let nobody else tell you any different from that. So, that being said, I've said enough for now, and I'm gonna go. Peace out, people. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and maybe even hit the bell button. Peace out.